All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I've got an interesting group of stocks here, and only one of them I really know. All right, I actually did cover this one, I think a day or two ago, but I really don't know this one that well either. So we're gonna look at AVTX, SIRI, Sirius XM. That's actually the only one I know. BXRX and GRTS. Okay, okay. I'm going to just take a step back really quickly and just make sure, because I know a lot of people didn't see it. Look, the overall markets aren't doing great, all right? SP 500 under a lot of moving averages, all right? Dow Jones Industrial under a lot of moving averages, all right? NASDAQ, oops, not NASDAQ, CompQ, sorry. NASDAQ Composite under a lot of moving averages, all right? So in general, things don't look good in the market, all right? And I've always believed that when the market starts to get ugly, little silly stocks start to do better, all right? And I say that with no offense. I don't know who loves this stock and sincerely believes in it and is like offended by me calling it silly, but yeah, this is kind of a silly stock to me. I've definitely never heard of it. It's not like a big name. I mean, just looking at the volume, like there's barely any, like, yeah, there's not a lot going on here, all right? That said, hey, I was watching it a couple days ago. There's some people still watching it here, and that's kind of the story for the rest of them. Sirius might be a little bit of the outlier, but let's be honest, how big a company really is SIRI, right? So all that said, we'll get into more details shortly, but before we do, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh man, I can't appreciate you enough, okay? So look, let's get into it. And look, AVTX, the entire story here was breaking the 50 moving average. All right, there are not, I mean, this is the definition of red, green. You know what I mean? Like, there is not a lot of things going on here, especially if we can actually get over this 20-cent line, right? Like, that's a straight red to here. And then obviously we're talking gap fill city, right? So there's a lot of things that jump out and make this a very attractive stock, all right? That said, look, you cannot assume the 50 moving average is just gonna fold and give up like that, all right? Especially, just look at this stock, all right? For the most part, we're pretty much under that 50 line, the red 50 moving average. There's a couple moments over it, but I mean, generally speaking, we are under that red line. Again, a couple moments before, and I'm not saying it doesn't know how to have it, right? And that's what I want. Like, if we can get over the 50 moving average, there's a lot of reason to believe we would at least come to 20, if not hopefully break the 50 and go to the 100, right? That's kind of the goal. But my real issue is actually down here in the volume range, all right? We were pushing 300 million like it was nothing, all right? And then to drop from 300 million all the way down the day before was 150, like we lost 50% volume. And then give or take, we lost 50% volume again, right? Going from 150 to 75 would be the exact 50% drop. We're not that far from it, right? So losing 50% volume, losing, let's call it 40% volume, that's not going to help any stock go up, right? Like, you need volume, all right? If I was to put some sort of an alert here, I think, see, but even the problem, okay, here's why I caught myself. If I put a 17-cent alert, the juice all the way up to 20 is a little, I mean, that's actually still 20%. 17 cents is the line. It is. If we can get into a good 17-cent range, that'll make me believe the 50's gone, and hopefully we can go. Look, the other big thing is you break the 50 one day, you can't confirm the next day. You break the 50 the next day, you can't, like, we need 2 days in a row over the 50 to sincerely believe we've broken and confirmed, all right? So even If we get that 17 number tomorrow, all right, Monday needs to confirm and go, all right? Because again, right now at this very moment, I'm not believing we're breaking the 50, and I think a lot of it actually is volume. It is. And hopefully tomorrow brings us a little bit more and it makes me believe a little more, but yeah, right now I think the immediate fear, and you can kind of see it, it's happening after hours. We're going down a little harder than ideal, but the immediate fear actually is what happens if we lose the 20 moving average. If 13 cents is lost, if 13 cents is lost, I'm going to say it one more time. If 13 cents is lost, we're doing a real hard drop down to 10. And then we're going to keep doing what this thing knows how to do, and that's go down deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into all-time lows. All right. I actually see more reasons to be worried here than to be scared here. All right. This thing did really well when a lot of volume came. And hey, it had a big spike. It had a dump. It had a big spike. Maybe we see one more dump before the next big spike. I don't know. All I know is I'm not really a big fan of praying for big volume to come. All right, that's not my game. For me, we need to break the 50 once. We then need to confirm and do it again. All right, I think that's really the entire thing here. And again, look, I don't honestly, I don't expect it to break the 50 and run to the 100. I'm being real on it. I don't think we're gonna fill all the way up to $1 something. I don't. I think 35 cents is a pretty realistic target. And again, if we're setting that 17 alert, that's a beautiful move up, right? So, you hear me say it, break the 8, go to the 20, break the 20, go to the 50, break the 50, go to the 100. I think break the 50, go to the 100 is a very, very, very aggressive assumption here, all right? If 35 hits, that would be beautiful, all right? Just don't poo-poo a good gain because you want more. That's the story here. This is an interesting weekly chart, actually. All right. Obviously, we get over the 8. We don't confirm. This is not that good, but we are still over the 8. So, I mean, I'm not trying to take away from that, right? I'm really, really, really surprised the RSI is still going down, even though we've actually been going up the last few days. Again, I don't know the math behind this, right? Like, I'm just here following the lines and doing they tell me what to do, right? I don't know the math. It's interesting that the MACD is going up and we actually see green over red. These two are now actually telling me very different things, right? And it's odd because right here you can see it. They both actually had that same movement up as it went up, and then they obviously had that same movement down. It's a little odd to me that on the weekly that these two are reversed. End of the day, I don't think any of that matters. It's all about the 50 here, all right? But this is kind of at least maybe trying to hint that next week could be an interesting week. I'll at least kind of end it with that. So AVTX, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, let's come into SIRI. This is a big candle here, all right? Today, destroyed 1, 2, 3 3 moving averages and was actually able to get over the 4th one as well, all right? Breaking 4 moving averages, and look, breaking 1 is big, breaking 2 is hard, breaking 3 is sometimes an impossibility, breaking 4, not even gapping up, literally starting below it and working its way up the entire deck. That's a monstrous move today, all right? There's some merger news that I'm seeing, all right? I don't really know too much about it. I didn't really go deep into the headlines, but yeah, merger's always an interesting thing, all right? I mean, I really don't have too much opinion about the news, but what I do see is we are now actually over the 5 moving averages, okay? All that said, you know it. I do not care about a single candle. Tomorrow's follow through will be what matters, okay? I can see this coming down to 450. Hopefully, that's the lowest it goes, all right? I do not want to see this come into 440. Even worse would be all the way down here at 430, all right? If we can hold 450, hey, if we can hold 460, oh man, that actually might be pretty bullish going into next week. I'll tell you this much. If we can come right here, if we actually close into the 480s tomorrow, oh my goodness, there might be a real reason to believe green, red, green, green, all the way up to 7. All right, so I think SIRI needs to be on the watch list. I don't think it was worth buying today because, again, maybe here. If you made the move right here, congrats to you, actually, all right? But yeah, for me, I want to see how this is going to follow through. Are you going to keep going? Are you going to kind of come down to 1 to 2 to number 3? Hopefully not number 3. I'm willing to accept 1 and 2 and actually still be a little positive going into next week. But today was a big move. Today was a very, very, very big move. Where are we on the weekly? Ooh, what's this number? 480. That's the number I said on the day. If we can get over 480, there's a lot of reason to believe it'll at least be a fast climb to 550. All right. I think that this 550 and what are you? 580. I think these are going to be some pretty big resistances that obviously we didn't see right here, right? Because like I said, green, 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 red, 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 green, green, green. So I think. Damn, yeah, that's a very, very... here, let me just literally copy it and see where it is on the daily. Interesting. Yeah, I would have never guessed that anything would be slowing us down right there. I think I'm going to keep this line right here. I think it's good to have this from the weekly. But, man, there's a lot to like here, and it is all about how this thing confirms tomorrow. Yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions on SIRI, but I do like this, and I'll be watching this one tomorrow. Next one is BXRX. BXRX. Okay, let's take a look at this one, all right? First off, I don't know the stock very well, so what am I going to do? I'm going to zoom out, all right? Oh, man, there's something I very, very quickly see, okay? I'm going to stop right here. You can see that this 100 moving average line is no joke. And actually, we get the same filled in green candle most of the time we get near it. This one was kind of the only anomaly, but this one actually didn't even really get over it. It kind of did on the wick, right? What do I not like about these filled in ones? The problem is you open up here at 0.57, but then you drop all the way down and you close down here at 45. More people lost more than 20%. I think I did bad math because every 6 cents is 10%. We're going down 12. Yeah. More people lost 20% on today's candle than they made 50%. More people bought right here and watched it go all the way down than they probably bought yesterday and watched it go up. Because, I mean, there's a whole lot of bad going on. The other thing, just going back to the 100, look, we get to it and fail. 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 We get to it. I have to assume we're going to fail. I do. I have no reason to believe that this thing's not going to come down like it normally does. And in all honesty, there's a really good shot that this thing comes down to 37 tomorrow. Okay. If this thing can get over 60 cents, if this thing can start pushing 59.60, that's going to be a little bit interesting for sure, because then we're going to be over the 100, we're going to be over this, and all I'm seeing is green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 right? And that might give a good little run from 60 to 80. That's a good 33% move. I think 60 is the line that matters here. I'm pretty much assuming that this thing's coming down to 38, though, if I had to guess. So not too much to talk about on this one, actually. And again, look at this weekly chart. All this stock knows how to do is trade under the 8 and the 20 on the weekly. All right, it's going to be really, 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 really hard to believe this is actually going to get over 60. If it gets over 60, I'll be all ears. But yeah, right now I got to sit here assuming the stock's going to keep doing what the stock knows how to do, right? One good little pump of volume and then a whole mess of nothing until a good pump of volume and then probably a whole mess of nothing. Good little pump and a whole mess of nothing. Good. The one interesting thing is the pumps are getting bigger. That's actually an easy thing to see. It was this. Got a little smaller, don't get me wrong, but then we go this to like the pumps are volume-wise getting bigger, but nothing's quite saying sustainability just yet. So let me know your thoughts and opinions here. Otherwise, we'll look at GRTS. GRTS. Oh, this one looks a little better. All right. Here's the thing, though. Again, I don't know this one well, so let me just kind of zoom out and look at it. Okay. The first thing that jumps out is the 8 and the 20. We're definitely under the 8 and the 20 most of the time, and that's kind of where we're sitting right now, okay? It looks like it actually tries to get to the 50 a decent amount of times too, but it's not, this was a bad moment of under the 8 and 20, but yeah, especially recently, it's been getting to the 50. So I can't tell if this was just a red, green, and just kind of a reset of the RSI down from a super low 13 to a high 50. I think there might be a reason to believe that this has a shot at a $1.70. Not quite 20%, right? Because 20% is 30, and that would take us to a $1.80 something. But that's a decent double digit if it goes from where we're at to that 50 moving average around 170. I'm just what I think is catching my eye the most is this volume down here. All right, we have very little volume on the normal days, and to expect something to get 22 million today and be near like 16 tomorrow, I think that's a little bit hard pill to swallow. I think this one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. I think I want to believe that this one's going to come to 170. And I'll be honest, like I like the spacing between these moving averages. Like it has a shot to take them all against one at a time, but I think I gotta believe that the stock is gonna do what the stock is gonna do. I was talking to someone with Twitter on this one. I believe this is one that had some real news, so maybe the real news does something. And obviously, I love the candle, right? We opened down here at 145, and we're at least able to close up here at 150 something, right? Like it actually does have a good candle day. I'm just like I'm saying, I think I have to focus on the 8 and the 20. I'm sorry, the 20 and the 50 before I can start believing bigger. And really, I still need a confirmation on the 20. I need to believe tomorrow, and that would take me here. I think taking me here, I don't know what I would do after 170. I'll be real honest. Because, again, my assumption kind of is we'd go to the 50 and then go down, not necessarily go to the 50 and maybe test the 100. RSI is low. So, I mean, if we get another good day, maybe I'm going to sound foolish saying that. But I think the problem here for me is actually the stock's history. I think I probably want to know a little bit more on this one. This one's an interesting one. This one's an interesting one. I think it's a decent shot to 170. I'm not sure if I would feel comfortable giving it a 190. It's got a shot, and then otherwise, I think it just drops back down to 130. I think that's the best info I can give on this one. So, hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, as always, thank you.